Tim, how are you today?
Amazing.
Beautiful.
Amazing.
So, you're here telling us about what's all new for 2020 with Airstream. So.
You know, 2020 is an exciting year for us. We implemented a couple new floor plans, a different model. Things are good.
Nice. So what are the lines now?
Well, the reality is we had the 19 and the 20 in the Flying Cloud. It was a Bambi. It was a single axle, but it kind of confused everybody. Then we had the Sport line that had the 16 and the 22. So we decided to make it easy on everybody. So for 2020, we brought the 19 and the 20 out of the Flying Cloud line, just brought it right down, retired the Sport name. Now we have the Bambi. So now the Bambi is available in the 16, the 19, the 20, and the 22.
Wow, that's
just
nice.
an easy step up.
I was going to say, that's a lot of variety within just that entry-level line. That's a nice thing to
We
have.
love this entry-level line because this is really where somebody's getting into the Airstream family. Mm-hmm. Once we get them into the Airstream family, they start to enjoy the lifestyle, the culture, the quality of the product, and we have them for life.
Perfect. So what else is new? Is there? So you got rid of the Sport name.
Yep.
So now there's the Bambi, and then does it go right to the Flying Cloud?
No, Karl. We call it a Caravel.
Okay.
So now we got the Bambi 16, 19, 20, and 22. And I just want to go back to this just a little bit. The exciting thing about it is going from a 16 to a 19 to a 19 to a 20 to 20, 20, 22. There's a $3,000 step up. So the customer is able to walk right up through the process. You know, and the Bambi's just going to have that traditional Sport amenities to it that we retired. So now we have the Caravel, which really gets exciting. The Caravel it's a $12,000 premium, but what the customer gets for the $12,000 premium, it's available in the 16, 19, 20, and 22. But now you're going to get the ducted AC, right?
Oh,
the quiet, the efficient, the ducted AC. You're going to get the aluminum step. You're going to get the stainless steel rock guards. There's like 20 different enhancements to it. It's huge. It's big, but the reality is, again, it's just a step up for the customers. $12,000, but we can really explain that $12,000 to the consumer very easy. We can build value in a hurry.
Yeah, that's a really nice thing, being able, having all of those extra amenities for really not that big.
Ducted
of a price.
AC,
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah, exactly.
We had the ducted AC and implemented the ducted AC, in 2015. Mm-hmm. It was the largest enhancement that we've done since the introduction of the wide body.
And just keep bringing it through the rest of them as you can?
Exactly. Very popular. Very, very popular.
So, is there anything else coming down the pipeline for 2020?
We do. We got we got the Bambi, we got the Caravel. Now we have the Globetrotter. This Globetrotter line is going to continue to expand. For 2020, we introduced the 23.
Okay, so kind of add a few more floor
23
plans?
FB. So now you can get the Globetrotter in the 23 FB, the 25 FB, the 27. Okay. So we're just widening it out up a little bit. But I got to tell you, Karl, the exciting thing about the 23 FB Globetrotter, it's available with twin beds. 80-inch twin beds.
Really?
Yes. I can't tell you the last time we put twin beds in a 23. So really excited about that enhancement.
I was going to say, that's a really nice thing. The twin beds seem to be a little bit more of a popular floor plan, too. Some people really love it.
When you start looking at our demographics, that's where it's at, right? Mm-hmm. Our demographics is anywhere from 60 to 69, and they just want, to get up in the middle of the night. Their sleeping habits are different. They need a place for the dog. Everybody travels with a pet.
Yeah.
Twin beds, they get a place for the dog to lay down. They get sleep in separate lifestyles. But then the reality is they get more storage. So twin beds.
Okay. That's
very,
a pretty
very well
cool
with
thing. I was going to say, I know, so what was it? Last year for 2019, the Flying Cloud, there was you guys came out with that interactive way to get through it. I think it was like the lighting and all that kind of stuff.
Correct. That's
correct. Now you're still going to find that in the Flying Cloud.
Yep.
Now is that in the Caravel? We're in a Caravel right now. I do have to say, the interior of it's gorgeous.
This is absolutely amazing. Sliding locker doors. And I have to tell you, with all of our Bambis, all of our Caravels, 12-volt refrigerators, 2 batteries, and that's what our customers are demanding. This little 12-volt refrigerator, it's a NovaCool refrigerator. Within about 40 minutes, you stick a tub of ice cream in, it'll bend your spoon.
Oh, nice. There you
go. It keeps it a little bit colder.
I was going to say, that thing really cranks it on.
Yeah, it does.
So, well, that's really awesome. I mean, all the stuff for 2020, we always look forward to seeing what's coming next, but there's some awesome things coming down the pipeline for 2020.
Real excited.
So.
And 2020 just kicked off with a bang, I have to tell you. We're just not looking back. The sales on the Bambi, since we've grown the Bambi line, makes sense for the consumer, makes sense for the sales consultant, and then to step up with the Caravel.
Yeah.
It's a winning combination.
Whole new decade, a
winning
whole new plan.
That's exactly right.
Awesome. Well, hey, we look forward to, obviously we're getting 2020s in as we're in one right now. We look forward to keep getting them in. So, we're going to keep pushing them out for you.
Yeah, and you do a great job. And I need to tell you, Karl, I was just looking at the desk in there. You got this 5 Rivet award.
Yeah.
Pete's RV was they maintained that 5 Rivet status for 12 consecutive months. And that doesn't come from Airstream.
Yeah,
that's our customers awarding that. So hats off to everybody at Pete's RV.
Well, thank you very much. Everybody here tries their best, and we always do what we can to be right by the customer. So
very proud of you.
All right, Tim. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate your time today, and we look forward to seeing what comes down next for the Airstream line.
You got it.
All
Thanks
right,
so much.
Beautiful.
Uh-huh.